What is up, everybody? In this video, we're going to talk about why I'm really not making much content on this game anymore. I know a lot of people have likes this content and such that I make, tower defense RNG, to be more specific. But I'm going to give you like a few reasons why I haven't, really been making much content on this game, and then at the end, I'll give you some tips and tricks if you already haven't heard me say it like 3,000 times. So, let's start with the first reason. I have like a notepad down. It's like three easy things, The first reason why I'm not making as much content is, well, I already made a lot of videos. I don't know how many videos I've made, but I've grinded a lot of videos on this game. A lot. It's, I mean, if we check YouTube, maybe, I don't know. Let me check my YouTube studio real quick, but I would think maybe 30 plus videos, which in the grand scheme of things isn't like too much. If I go to my playlist, so yeah, I've made like 36 videos in a couple months, which, I mean, that's a decent amount. I think my biggest thing is like coming up with more ideas, and which I could if I took more time and such. I could definitely come up with more ideas. Like, I'm still probably going to make content on this game, but it's not going to be as saturated as I was like a month ago, where I was like content. A lot of videos within that month. I think it's going to be just going to dial it down a little bit, kind of blend it a little bit better with the other games. Not as much like 60% tower defense RNG, 20% blah, 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 20%, a different game. It's going to be more so maybe 20%, 10 to 20%. And then a mixture of other games as well. So yeah, that's my first reason. And if we go into our second reason here, which ties in kind of with the first one that leads into the second reason, is boredom. Like I said, I've made like 36 videos. I've made a ton. So making a lot of videos can, lead to like just you're getting bored of the game. You made a ton of videos on it, but also I've played the game a lot. And the way how these games work is like, take, I don't know, anime defenders, or just take RNG games in general. Like, when you initially first play, you get hooked on it. Like, it is just like a dopamine hit. You're just a dopamine addict at that point. You're like, man, I got to get these towers. Oh my gosh, I unlocked a new tower. I got this. I got to get these augments. You get stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's cool and all for the first month or two. But then what happens is you don't really get that dopamine hit anymore. You've unlocked a lot of towers, and I was reading a comment on one of the videos where it's like, basically the commenter was like, this game has gotten boring. It's basically the same towers, but they just add a different prestige level to it. And then once I read that, it just gave me a different perspective, where it's like, you know what? He's right. Like, once you play the game enough, it's literally the same towers, but it's just a different form. I don't even know I had an Omega, but yeah, it's just, you got Eternal, Omega, what's the other? I don't know, Godly, Mythic. You got the other ones, and yeah, it's just kind of like a rinse and repeat, and it got boring. Like, when the last update came, which was the 23rd, which is almost a month ago. Like, it was really cool. I appreciate the Game Pass. It was really nice. The Sub-Zero came out, and I was hooked for a little bit. But after a while, it just got boring. These kind of games, like, games in general, if you play it a lot, you can tend to get bored of a game. But like, a game is like this, eventually you're just gonna get bored of the game. At least for most people. And that's just what's happening with me. It's just right now I'm just bored. And I did it with like Anime Defenders. Anime Defender was super popular, cracking like 300,000 active players at a certain point. Now they're like pretty low, but I got hooked on that initially, and then I just like, it was like a super, like, you're going up a super high graph, and then boom, you go straight down. While other games like Blue Lock Rivals, or Roblox Rivals, they have not as a high peak, so to speak, but a more steady. They'll kind of go down, go up, kind of go down like that. But with these RNG games, that's usually what happens, and I just get bored. What can I say? And then this goes into my third reason why I'm not really making as much content. It's because strategically, I think it's best for my channel to initially when I was coming out these videos, I was doing good views wise and such, and I think it's good in that short term moment to like pump out as much content, get so much views, you know, making more money, but more importantly, get more subscribers, a more long term base. And then start to kind of wane it down a little bit, because if you put all your eggs in one basket and you're like, I'm just only going to make content on this game because it gives me a lot more money and this and blah, blah, blah. Once this game dies, that's going to cripple me. So I have to be strategic long term. Like I said in one of my last videos, if I just only made content on this game and made a bunch of shorts and this and that, I would probably make double the money just for a couple months. But once the game dies, I'm not gonna make as much money, because most of my fan base is gonna be like on this game. But if I divvy it out in different ways, I won't make as much money per se, but I'll have consistency, and I want consistency. I mean, I don't make that much right now, but let's just say hypothetically, 1 month you make, I don't know, maybe you're making only content in this game, you make $1,000. I don't even make that much off this game. But just to give a hypothetical, let's just say for a month you just make $1,000. But if you just did it the other way, where you made a bunch of different games, maybe you only get like 500. But what would happen is, like in 3 months, that 1,000, if you just keep only making this content, eventually once this game dies, you're not gonna make that much. But if you were doing the other way and you did games, a variety of different games, you can make a consistent 500 a month. Maybe it's a little bit lower, but like still, I'd rather take that consistently over a long period of time versus a short high peak. So, yeah, enough of that. That's my reason why. I just losing interest, made a lot of content, want to be strategic and smart, bored. To the developers, I mean, I'm not a developer. I don't know. I've never made a game. But a game like this, you have to consistently make content. And I think for the most part, like, he's been rather consistent. But I think in December and November, like if we go over to November, so we got November 6th, one update. 2 weeks later, another update. Another day, the next day. And then 10 days, 11, 12 days go by, another update. Okay, 3 more days, update. 11 more days, update. A week, update. 2 days, update. And then literally over a month. Like a game like this, you can't go more than a month without an update. Like, because a game like this can get super stale easy. Like, you have to keep just consistently making updates for a game like this. And I don't know. I don't know developers, but it seems like the past couple months he might have made a good amount of Robux, and he's not as inclined to come out with updates as frequently. You know, when you get your nice fat check and all that, you might not be as inclined, so to speak, to pushing out updates as much. I don't know that that's the truth for this person, but yeah, a game like this, I feel like you have to come out at least once every 2 to 3 weeks. You need an update on this game, whether it be smaller or bigger ones. But that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong. The developers could be working on some crazy big update, and if that's the reason, then cool, amazing. I look forward to see what he does. I appreciate the content so far. He's given a lot in a couple months, and it's helped my career accelerate and gain more subscribers and such. So I'm very thankful, but it's not his fault that I get bored. It's just this type of game. A lot of people are going to get bored. So enough of me rambling, just saying what's off the top of my mind. Let's give you some tips and tricks, just a little quick rundown. Basically, you go over to your entry, there's augments. The augments you want pylons. Pylons speeds up the enemies quicker, which means you can kill them quicker, and if you kill them quicker, you get these rewards more and more frequently, and you can use the rewards more frequently. You can get more crates and such. As you can see right here, I have like 50,000 crates, 41,000 crates right there. Boom, boom, boom. So you get all that. Get better towers and such. Once you get better towers, then you'll get more trophies. Because you defeat better levels. boom, boom, boom. And then once you get more trophies, you rebirth, get better luck. Then you get better towers. And you use the towers to get more trophies. And then rebirth higher. And it's just that rinse and repeat. Sub-Zeros are cracked out of mind, the most broken thing in the game. They scale. And then that's about it. You don't really need a whole setup like you see over here. I only got like certain maps, 1, 2, 3. You want smaller maps like this where they both come right here, and then you can have like 4, 1, 2, 3, just kind of boom. I have a 4th one just for extra. Just kind of centralized right there, and then you just grind. That's about it. So hopefully you guys appreciate the content. I appreciate you all, and bye-bye.